UK election result is not by any means a Tory victory. Considering the almighty fucking mess the Labour Party made of things, it should have been a Conservative landslide. And yet, as it is, they couldn't even scrape up a 50% allocation of seats in a parliamentary system that's practically geared to getting their particular party into government over all of the others. So, what of the pact between the Conservatives and the Liberal Democrats? Have we been condemned, or just liberally conned? I think it's safe to say that this isn't the result I would have wanted, but it's better by far than the disaster of a wholly Conservative government. The political gulf between the Liberals and the Conservatives mean that it was obviously a tough choice for the Lib Dems to make, and I think that their toing and froing may have damaged their reputation a little. One thing that we need from our government right now is decisiveness. And considering that a hung Parliament wasn't a surprise to anyone, I'd have expected that many of the details had already been sketched out prior to the actual results. Plans B, C and D in the event that a Conservative majority didn't materialise, and whether the Labour Party would or would not have sufficient seats to form a majority coalition with the Liberals. That it took nearly a week for them to come to agreement begs the question as to how ready they are to make the really tough decisions that lie in the months and years ahead. David Blunkett's claimed that the Lib Dems were treacherous and behaving like every harlot in history by negotiating with both Cameron and Brown, over whom they joined in coalition. I think a better analogy is a suitor deciding on which of his two girlfriends he's going to marry, the one that he really fancies, or the one whose dad owns a pub. In the end, I think that Clegg and his party made the right decision. The Lib-Con coalition, on the face of it, has fewer moving parts than a Lib-Lab-Other pact, and is likely to be more stable. Another benefit is that the more radical of the policies on both sides have been tempered by compromise. This country's recent political history is one of almost drunken careening from side to side and then back again, each time oversteering in a wild positive feedback cycle. Maybe underneath all the spin of the historic and seismic shift in British politics, we really will see something new. That Boris Johnson has a point in his analogy of crossbreed dogs and their hybrid vigour. I mean, if I can find myself agreeing with Boris Johnson, who knows what's next? Well, maybe something new for us all, something exciting and beneficial. A new political culture of cooperation and moderation. The advertised changes in the term of this Parliament, no cut-and-run election, and the real possibility of a voting system that actually represents the voters' votes is encouraging. In the long run, we may be disappointed, but I think for now we should allow ourselves to be optimistic.